Welcome to GlobeWise TV, your ultimate destination for Hollywood's secrets, hidden gems, and must-watch film classics. Today, we're diving into 5 brilliant British films Hollywood could never make. Movies so raw, so bold, and so brilliantly British that Hollywood could only dream of them. If you haven't joined the GlobeWise TV family yet, hit that subscribe button now. And tell us in the comments below, which movie are you most excited to watch? Let's get started. Keycap 5 Oh Lucky Man. 1973. In 1973, while Hollywood was busy polishing heroes into box office legends, Britain gave us something far stranger and far braver. Meet McTravis, played brilliantly by Malcolm McDowell, a wide-eyed coffee salesman with ambition in his pocket and innocence in his smile. He believes in success. He believes in opportunity. He believes the system works. He's wrong. Directed by the fearless Lindsay Anderson, Oh Lucky Man isn't just a movie, it's a surreal journey through capitalism, corruption, class struggle, and blind ambition. As Mick climbs the ladder of success, he doesn't just change jobs, he changes worlds. One moment he's chasing corporate dreams, the next he's trapped in bizarre scientific experiments. Then suddenly he's navigating political chaos and moral hypocrisy. And the most shocking part? The same actors keep reappearing in different roles, as if society itself is one giant revolving door of power and manipulation. Hollywood could never make this film. But because Oh Lucky Man dares to mock the very system that funds big studios. Spoiled. It's uncomfortable. It's unapologetically British. Even the legendary musician Alan Price appears throughout the film, performing songs that comment directly on the story, breaking narrative rules long before it was trendy. This isn't a film about winning. It's a film about chasing luck, only to discover that luck is just another illusion sold by the powerful. Darkly funny, deeply satirical, wildly unpredictable, Oh Lucky Man remains one of Britain's most daring cinematic statements. A film that exposes ambition, strips down society, and leaves you questioning everything you thought success meant. And that's exactly why Hollywood could never make it. 4. Locke, 2013. On a cold English night, the motorway stretches endlessly into darkness. Inside a BMW, one man grips the steering wheel, calm on the outside, but unraveling within. That man is Tom Hardy, playing Ivan Locke, a construction manager whose entire life begins to collapse during a single car ride. No explosions. No dramatic courtroom scenes. No action-packed confrontations. Just one man, one car, and a series of phone calls that change everything. Ivan has made a mistake, a personal one, a choice that threatens his marriage, his career, and the biggest construction project of his life. As he drives from Birmingham to London, he calls his wife, his sons, his boss, and a frightened woman about to give birth. Each conversation chips away at the image of the perfect man. Each ring of the phone tightens the tension. And here's the brilliance: you never leave the car. Hollywood often relies on spectacle, big locations, dramatic twists, larger-than-life drama. But Locke proves something powerful: tension doesn't need noise. It needs truth. The entire film unfolds in real time. The stakes? Completely human. Responsibility. Integrity. Consequences. Ivan isn't trying to save the world, he's trying to do the right thing, even if it destroys his life. That quiet moral battle? That deeply British restraint? That's what makes Locke something Hollywood rarely dares to make. No flashy distractions. No forced romance. No last-minute miracle. Just a man facing the consequences of his choices, mile after mile, in the dark. And somehow, it's more gripping than any blockbuster. 3. Dead Man's Shoes, 2004. Some revenge stories explode with car chases and dramatic speeches. This one whispers, and that's what makes it terrifying. Set in a quiet, grey-skied town in England, Dead Man's Shoes follows Richard, played with haunting intensity by Paddy Considine. He's a former soldier returning home with a calm face, steady voice, and something dark simmering underneath. At first, the town barely notices him. But the local gang does. They remember his vulnerable younger brother. They remember what they did, and Richard remembers too. What makes this film brilliant, and something Hollywood could never truly replicate, is its restraint. There are no flashy action set pieces. No heroic one-liners. No dramatic slow-motion revenge fantasies. Instead, director Shane Meadows crafts a story that feels painfully real. The violence isn't stylized. It's sudden, awkward, uncomfortable. The fear isn't cinematic. It's human. Hollywood often turns revenge into spectacle. But Dead Man's Shoes turns revenge into tragedy. Every confrontation feels like it could happen in real life. Every silence carries weight. And every step Richard takes toward the gang feels inevitable, not triumphant. As the story unfolds, we realize this isn't just about punishment, it's about guilt, trauma, grief, and the devastating cost of love. The final act doesn't give you satisfaction, it gives you a lump in your throat. Made on a modest budget and filmed with raw authenticity, Dead Man's Shoes proves that British cinema doesn't need explosions or massive studio backing to leave a permanent scar on its audience. It relies on performance, atmosphere, and emotional honesty, qualities often lost in big-budget revenge thrillers. And that's why it stands apart. Not louder, not bigger, just brutally real. 2. The Lady Killers, 1955. When you think of crime comedies, you probably imagine slick Hollywood charm, fast dialogue, and glamorous masterminds. But in 1955, Britain gave the world something far darker, far smarter, and far more deliciously twisted. Enter The Lady Killers, a black comedy so wickedly clever that Hollywood could admire it, but never truly recreate its soul. In a quiet London neighborhood lives sweet, elderly Mrs. Wilberforce, polite, innocent, and blissfully unaware that evil has just rented a room in her house. Her new tenant? A seemingly refined musician named Professor Marcus, played by the legendary Alec Guinness. With his crooked grin, false teeth, and eerie charm, Marcus isn't forming a string quintet. He's assembling a gang of criminals. Their plan is simple: use Mrs. Wilberforce's home as the perfect cover to pull off a daring robbery. The house becomes their hideout. The sweet old lady becomes their shield. But here's where British brilliance shines. Instead of explosions and car chases, the tension builds through awkward tea conversations, polite misunderstandings, and razor-sharp dialogue. And when Mrs. Wilberforce accidentally uncovers the truth, Hollywood would give you a heroic showdown. Britain gives you something colder, funnier, more ironic. The criminals, terrified that this harmless old woman could expose them, decide she must be dealt with. But none of them can bring themselves to harm her. What follows is a masterpiece of dark irony, greed turning criminals against each other in ways both tragic and hysterically funny. No big speeches, no dramatic redemption arcs. Just fate, quietly tightening the noose. Produced by the iconic Ealing Studios, the film perfectly captures post-war British humor, dry, cynical, and fearless enough to make crime feel absurd rather than glamorous. That's why Hollywood could never truly make this film. Because Hollywood loves heroes. The Lady Killers loves consequences. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's not sentimental. It's sharp. It's ruthless. And it trusts the audience to get the joke. And that's what makes it brilliant. 1. Startup, 2013. Imagine stepping inside a prison where violence isn't just a backdrop, it's a way of life. That's exactly what Startup, 2013, throws you into. This isn't your typical Hollywood crime drama. It's raw, unflinching, and utterly human. The story follows Eric, a 19-year-old sent to an adult prison, and his father, Neville, a hardened inmate who's more monster than man. Hollywood might have softened this story with flashy explosions or over-the-top action, but British cinema keeps it brutally real. Every punch, every confrontation, every fractured relationship hits like a hammer. What makes it unforgettable? It's the emotional complexity hidden in the chaos. Eric isn't just surviving the prison, he's learning the unspoken rules of loyalty, anger, and identity, while trying to connect with a father he barely knows. Hollywood might replicate the plot, but it could never capture the raw intensity of Startup's authentic British grit. This film is a masterclass in acting, tension, and moral ambiguity. Once you watch it, you'll feel the fear, the heartbreak, and the small moments of humanity that shine through the darkness. If you love films that challenge you, scare you, and stay with you long after the credits roll, Startup is an absolute must-watch. And this is just the first of 5 brilliant British films Hollywood could never touch. And that's a wrap on 5 brilliant British films Hollywood could never make. If you haven't joined the GlobeWise TV family yet, hit that subscribe button now and turn on notifications so you never miss hidden gems, cult classics, and Hollywood secrets. We want to hear from you. Which of these films blew your mind the most? Drop your favorite in the comments below, and let's start the conversation. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best stories are often the ones Hollywood can't touch.